Heart, Home, and Soul. With me this evening is Brian Johnson, who is the Division Chief of Fire Prevention. I got that right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I used to call him a fire marshal, but then the state got involved and too much government. Anyway, thanks for coming.
Well, thanks for having me.
Maybe just a brief bio in terms of what your purpose, what your role is with fire services.
Yeah, I run and am the Fire Prevention Division in Londonderry. It's a one-man show. I do everything from code enforcement, anything dealing with any of the state fire codes, local fire codes I'm in charge of, which goes into plans review for all the new construction we have in town, code enforcement on the existing buildings. I do fire investigation. Anytime there's a fire in town, I do the cause and origin investigation. And I work with the police department on any arson cases, try to arrest, anyone that, causes arson in town. But I also do the inspections on the businesses in town as far as the restaurants, places of assemblies, bars. So it's quite a wide range. I'm also in charge of the community relations division, where we do pub ed in the schools, our safety day, the elementary schools, middle school,
Open
trying
house.
to educate. Yep.
Okay, good. So it's timely. There's good news, bad news. The good news is the holidays are fast approaching. And the bad news, if you will, is so's winter.
Yes.
So I guess what I'd like to have you do is highlight from your professional experience some things that viewers should be more conscientiously aware of as they prepare for the holidays, safe practices, and for winter weather, inclement weather.
Yeah, as far as like the holidays, some of the biggest things we've seen here in town, we've had some rather large house fires with something that seems kind of innocent, but like I said, we've had a couple families lose their homes. It's candles. You never want to leave a candle unattended. When you leave the room, put the candle out. We had a couple of, as I stated, a couple of home fires here in town. One of them, the homeowner left the room for 10 minutes, came back, the whole room was engulfed in flames from a candle. Mm-hmm. Another, family lost their home because of a candle. So it's something kind of innocent. People like them for the holidays, but you got to make sure that you use them safely and extinguish them before you leave the room. You never want to leave a home with the candles going. We try to say, you never want to leave a room with the candle going. Make sure you put them out. Like all your Christmas lights, holiday lights, whatever, make sure everything's, newer lights are better. You don't want to be using all the old frayed wiring. If you have the ones that you have trouble with, when you wiggle the plug, the lights flicker, you want to get rid of those. But we've seen, a lot of these, they're low voltage lighting, but we've seen home fires because of these things. With your Christmas trees, you need to make sure they're watered. There's some great videos online show the difference between a watered Christmas tree and a dry Christmas tree. You can lose an entire room to a Christmas tree in 30 seconds. It's incredible how fast they burn. So, you don't want to use candles on live Christmas trees. You want to make sure you have good lights. The LED lights are definitely a benefit nowadays. Mm-hmm. You can put more of them together. They use less electricity, but the big thing is they don't put off the heat like the old lights.
Well, I think a lot of people, especially if they're relatively new to town, don't realize there's not a lot of hydrants in our system.
Correct.
So you got to haul water, and your response time might be terrific. However, after you go through that first engine, you need to be transporting water, which
right.
can be a challenge.
And with that, you got to look at once fire starts in open burning phase, it doubles in size every minute. So when you look at it, if we can get to your house in 4 minutes, that fire has doubled in size every minute up to that point. Mm-hmm. And you need to call 911, they need to call us, we need to get in the fire trucks, and we need to drive to your house. So, preventing the fire is the best way of doing it, right, because you get a lot of damage in a short period of time, and exactly like you said, we need to get the water there. We have approximately 48% of the town covered by hydrants, so if one engine shows up, they can tie into the hydrant. The rest of the town, we need to haul that water to you.
Right.
And it takes a while to get there. We do have a new tanker that'll be coming in service soon, so that will be helping, but that's if there are people at the station to take it. Like 50% of the time, our call volume, we have simultaneous calls. So that means 2 calls or more going on at the same time. There may not be somebody there to take that truck.
Talk about fireplaces, particularly wood burning, what the dangers inherently are if they haven't cleaned the chimney or they haven't maintained the
biggest thing
firebox.
with wood stoves, fireplaces, anything at pellet stoves, you need to make sure that the chimneys are cleaned annually. You get the creosote in there. We've had some good, house fires because of chimney fires. People don't know they have a chimney fire, or they think they can handle it. And chimneys are pretty much designed for one fire. Once you have a chimney fire in it, we have people that think, oh, I'll get it cleaned and I can use it again. That chimney is only designed to have a fire in it once. Once you have a chimney fire, you need to have that chimney relined. Otherwise, you have one again, now it's going to be getting into the walls, and it happens rather quickly, and you don't know it's getting into the walls.
Well, it's in the unfinished attic space many times.
Yeah, and it's something as simple as having that chimney cleaned once a year can help prevent that. You want to make sure any new wood stoves, fireplace, anything like that are inspected by the building department. Make sure they're put in safely. You have homeowners that think they can put in a wood stove, that's great, but make sure it's inspected, make sure that it's done properly, so we're not showing up at 2 o'clock in the morning because you have a fire in your house. Another big issue in, when you look at that type of, alternative heating is like electric heaters, in homes. You want to make sure with a wood stove, an electric heater, anything like that, you want to keep combustibles away 3 feet from the heater. Make sure that the same thing as the Christmas lights, you want the newer ones that have the tip-over protection. You get the older ones that'll tip over, they heat up the carpet, they'll light your house on fire. Something as simple, we see them over at the flea market, people selling all the old stuff. Yeah, you can go get a heater for $5, but is it safe?
Right.
You want to make sure you get something, a newer model, and look for that tip-over protection and keep stuff away from it.
So we're coming off a winter this past year that was relatively easy by New England standards.
Yes.
The previous 2, we just soon forget about. But presuming that we may have another difficult winter at some point this year or next, what are some things that you're seeing oftentimes that cause issues? Particularly I'm thinking of generators, proper use.
Big thing with generators, and we saw it right here in town, is keeping the proper distance away from homes. You want your generators at least 10 feet away from the house, because the carbon dioxide is going to come into that house. And a lot of times people that are running generators are running it to keep their furnace or the refrigerator going. If they don't have a whole house generator, well, that means you're not powering your carbon dioxide detectors either. So you want to make sure you have a battery-powered carbon dioxide detector. But if you keep it at least 10 feet away from the house and aim the exhaust away from the house, that will help. You never want to put it on a deck. You never want to put it in a garage or a basement. The carbon dioxide is odorless, colorless, tasteless. It will kill you rather quickly if you have a generator going in the house. And we saw that here in town when we had the power outages in years past. We would drive around and look for generators. You'd hear the hum of the generators and look to see where they are. And we found quite a few that people would put them in their garage because they didn't want them stolen. They didn't want them covered with snow. But the carbon dioxide, it'll kill you rather quickly.
Listen to the high note. Come on.
High note, if you do everything safely, you can have a safe holiday. Just a few things, simple things, like I said, keeping the generators away, keeping your chimney clean, putting candles out. You can have a nice, safe holiday, enjoy everything. You won't be seeing us, on that type of incident. We love people to stop by the fire department and see them, meet the community. That's a great thing. I hate showing up and having to meet family at 2 o'clock in the morning because they had a fire because they left a candle going.
Right.
So, we'd rather meet you on a good note, interact with the community, and hopefully, fires are down in Londonderry. We'd like to keep it that way. And I think part of it is programs like this, programs in the schools, getting education out to the people, and people making the right choices and keeping their families safe.
Brian, thank you.
Oh, thank you.
Okay, Londonderry, you heard it here first. Have a safe holiday season. Thanks for watching.